Okay, so like Allison mentioned, we are in different regions now, and I just wanted to put the map up there because as you grow, you will be growing, I'm sure, in other states and areas where we have other regionals. So this is what the map looks like. If you want to take a screenshot or a picture, again, you'll have it on the recording. It'll show you which is the west, central, south, and east. And these are the Facebook groups. So again, you can take a picture to share as you have people joining on and joining the team or becoming ambassadors with you. Just so that you know, we don't want you to join all the groups. They probably wouldn't even allow it because they do ask for the state and they do verify that. But never, don't feel like you are missing out on anything. We really have locked arms across the country with each region and we work really closely together. So most of the information you're seeing on one page is on the other page too. And it's really just to have a place, especially for recognition. So many people are doing great things like in our central region. I think I had just put up a list that I saw. Mariah was recognized for. I think it was Icon possibly. So you know, there's different recognitions that go on, and that way you can see your name in lights a little bit. Because sometimes when we have everybody recognized around the company, it's a lot of names, a lot of people, and this way it's really specialized to our region. So you get some different recognition than what sometimes you see on the corporate pages. And then also it's gives you the ability, like you see on this wellness bar, we are usually posting when we have an event in the area in your region. And people, leaders have really come together with this wellness bar and done these events together, which is awesome. And that's what we really wanted with these regional groups and regional pages, and you guys all in a region to really start growing in your area. And if you don't have anybody, your mentor, upline in your area, that you have a place where you can lock arms with Sideline Sisters, where you can do events together. I've heard so many leaders that are like, I want to do team meetings, but I'll only have two people come or three people come. And so, you know, we've encouraged get together with other leaders in your area. If two people come from one and three from another and four from another, now you feel like you're more empowered together as a group to do some things together. So those are really the purposes of the Facebook groups, but we really try to keep them engaged. So I encourage you that you join those. So I just wanted to start off. A lot of you guys saw this clip. Those of you that were at convention, we had a lot of fun there, but you guys saw this clip and Alex shared about Danny Diaz and the track team and how they qualified for state. And I had never watched the movie. So when he was talking about Danny Diaz and, you know, kind of pulling in your inner Danny Diaz, I thought Danny Diaz was going to be like the first one that crossed the finish line. I didn't really recognize that he was the fifth one or the last one there that was needed to allow their team to qualify for state. And I thought that that was such an empowering message and really symbolizes what we do here as a team, you know, as a company. It's really just the power of one, and that every single one of your journeys, whatever your finish line is, matters. Whether your finish line is gold, whether your finish line is silver, whether your finish line is just sharing with three people and earning your products, whether your finish line is jewel, you all make up goals together as a team, and every single person here matters. I know I can speak for the leaders in the team that they value each one of you, regardless of what your journey and goal is. And that's what's so important. We can't cross the finish line as a jewel team and work our way to a diamond team without every single person on here, every single order, every single VIP, every single person moving towards their own personal goals. So I really want you guys to know to start off with, and just not in this team and speaking for this team, but even for the company, you all matter and you all have a place and you are really important to us because your goals matter. And don't look sideways and left ways and feel like you have to have a goal that somebody has or you're not doing things well enough. What you are doing is enough. And whatever that means for you in your life, that's the important thing. And that's our goal here. And as a team, is that we support each other to reach those goals wherever, whatever those goals might be. Okay, so the only reason I'm putting this on, because most of our call is going to be working towards ambassadors and working on the block schedule, the blocks, and really working on some customer commitment to help customers stay consistent on the product. But I just wanted to throw this up here because we do know that the VIP times three is still going on till next month. And this is a very selected group. I'm not saying, and we're not saying that we want you to share the VIP3 with everybody, but there is a group of people that will not become ambassadors and do not want to be ambassadors, no matter how much you bring it to their attention. All they want to do is still just, they love the products, they're lovers of the products, and they just want to take the products. They want to be your customers. And that is a reflection to what we see in most of the field, and probably you notice that in most of your back offices. The blue section here is VIP, is made up by just VIPs, which is a great thing. But some of the problem is that you have no way, especially as referral stuff has gone away, to tap into that group, to try to have them refer for you, to try to get into their network. And so that's what the VIP times three is supposed to do. I was with some people excited because their whole kind of doing kind of parties like sip and shares, and they love being able to reward hostesses. So their vision is to use this as a way to be a hostess gift. In a way, you're going to earn $150 credit if you can bring three people together and we can sip and share and talk about it. But they're not ending there. Once that person gets three people, before they decide to do the VIP three, they're going to show them instead everything they can get with being silver and fast start, to try to encourage them to take that route instead and try to upgrade them. So that's a great tool to use too in that way. And if you have a hostess that decides, oh, let me share, I'll try to enroll and do three to get my credit, and they don't make it, let's say you have a sip and share and they only get two people, well, that's okay. It still goes on till next month. So they can get one more person next month, and then they still can get their $150 credit. So it doesn't have to be three in that same calendar month. It's just three within this time frame. So be sure to use this as a tool. Look at your back office, see who are the people that are VIPs that you know there's just no way they're going to upgrade. Doesn't matter if Disney's there, it doesn't matter what they can make. That's just not what they want to do. And try to use this to tap into their network, because then they might be encouraged to just get some product credit with that. Okay, so don't forget about this. It's going on until next month. Okay, so let's focus now on the bucket we're really working with, and that is potential new ambassadors. So we have our blocks going on, and a lot of people have been like, well, blocks are very similar to the share three. It is. It is. It's a lot of what we heard Sheila Medina mentioning in January, where try to hit silver every month and try to bring somebody with you. Same concept, hit silver, bring somebody with you. But it's just so different when you kind of have a tracker and you know what you're working on to make a block. It just, trackers make things easier, systems make things easier. So this is just a system to really help you track that. And what I love about blocks is that they really are the building block. It's like a building block to your business. So when you work towards this and you're doing it consistently, yes, it's amazing. You're going to earn all of this extra money, but you're also building the foundations of your business, and you're probably going to start moving up ranks as well as you continue following this, because this business and every single business in this industry comes down to sharing and helping people do the same. That's really what it comes down to, the foundational behaviors that you're doing. So, for example, this is a new ambassador that signs up. When they sign up three VIPs and they have one of these VIPs upgrade to a brand ambassador, or it could also come from somebody they've had as a VIP for a long time who hasn't upgraded, and they upgrade to a brand ambassador. Now they have made a block. So I really enjoy and think it's important for us, especially when you're working with brand ambassadors, as people are making goals, to focus on blocks instead of focusing on points and silver and all of those things, but really just focus on blocks, because it makes things so much simpler. Just to encourage somebody, let's build a block. Let's help share with this with three people, and let's work on helping one of them share with somebody else, because that automatically will make them silver. With silver, they'll get the $100 bonus, as you guys know, the fast start bonus, extra money on their BBBs. This is at minimum. A lot of people right now are coming in with the bigger combo because of the free reset. They'll get 65 to 80 in Plexus points, again, minimum depending on what they're purchasing, and then the additional 150 blocks. So this is how much somebody has the potential to make by building one block and coming in, and it's very possible for them to do that in that 1 month time frame. And they'll get excited when they see that they have the potential of making $475 in that first month by sharing and helping somebody, kind of one person, do the same thing of sharing. So this is what one block looks like. What this program entails is not just a block and building that, but consistency. So what I love about this too is that if you build a block in August, in September, in October, because you've been consistent and build a block each month, you are going to double that block bonus. And so this is at minimum. If you built one block each month, you would have an extra $450 that you would get that would be doubled in November. Since that last block was hit in October, then in November, you'll get that full double of your block bonus. But that's minimum because let's say Mariah builds two blocks in September. So she's going to make $300 from her block bonus. And then let's say next month she builds one, she'll make 150. And then let's say October she builds two again, she'd make 300. So we'd have 300 plus 300 plus another 150, which is 750. That additional block bonus of 750 she'll also get in November. So it's really an amazing amount of extra money that people can make. And what I love is that you can see just from the block bonuses, they're making 150, 150, 150. Oops, sorry. And then November comes and they double that whole amount. So they get an extra 450 since they had three blocks built during that time and consistently hit one each month. But the time frame of it really helps for you to work with your ambassadors because November is right before Christmas time. So how awesome is it for people to be able to have this whole chunk of extra bonus come in for all the blocks bonuses that they built that are doubled now consistent and to be able to use that money to purchase, Christmas for their families. So it's a great time to use that. This extra money they're getting doesn't include rank bonuses. It doesn't include fast start or BBBs or any payout points. So this that I'm showing, that 900 at minimum, if they build one block each month, is just for the block bonuses. Okay. So does anybody really quick before we go on for blocks, does anybody have any questions about that, about blocks at all? No? Okay, if you have anything, you can put it in the chat. You can reach out to me too. But when we were doing the calculations, many times if somebody just builds two blocks, because remember, every brand ambassador right here is bringing in one person. So that's one additional person when you think about it. To upgrade to brand ambassador, they'd have to brought in one person. So when you do that, you are really close to once you've built two blocks, you're very close to hitting your senior silver position. And then when you get three, so it's just really easy when you start saying, okay, because most people when they come in don't understand what gold is. They don't really know what 100 points is. It's confusing of 6 points here and 6 points here. And so it's an easy kind of system to say, let's work on one block. Okay, let's work on two blocks. And really working hand by hand to try to get them to that each different level by using that block system. Okay, so this is a lot of fun. It's a great program. It's a building block program, and I think it's going to be around for a while. Plus, you're getting some incentives for the trip already, and I'm assuming that's probably going to be built in. I don't know for sure, but I'm just assuming to some of what the trip incentives might be. So it's a great kind of foundational behavior to start practicing, learning, and working on doing. Okay. So the Go for No challenge, I would love for you all to work on this Go for No challenge every single month because so many times we just aren't sharing enough. And like I said, in order for us to get somebody to be a brand ambassador and even just a VIP customer, we have to share. And I know it can be uncomfortable. But I want you guys to challenge yourself every month to do this Go for No. And I can send Mariah, Haley, Allison, whoever's on here, the documents, the PDF, so you guys can all share them. It's also in the Southern page too. We had a Go for No challenge on there. I think it's pinned that post, and so it has the links to the PDF as well. But the main point of this is that every month you try to go for 100 no's. And I promise you, if you're doing this consistently, the yes is going to come. And I want you to celebrate the no's. We don't celebrate the no's enough. And it's hard sometimes to reach out to somebody and to hear a no. I understand that. And I promise at the beginning, if you're used to just, because this is not mass texting, this is not posting and praying, this is actual one-on-one reach outs and reaching out to people. And I promise you at the beginning, if you haven't done voice memos or you haven't picked up the phone and called, you're going to feel uncomfortable and it's going to be a little scary and you may say things the wrong way, but that's okay. It's a learning process. The next time, I promise it'll get easier. And the next time it'll get easier. And by the time you've done your 100 no's, you're not even going to worry. The no from somebody is not going to mean anything. You're just going to kind of roll off your back because you know it's not about them, it's about you. And you're just sharing the gift of plexus and what it's done for you in your life. But also, you're going to get more confident in how you speak and the words you use. You're going to start changing things. You'll see as you talk with people, you're going to learn what to say as they say no. So I really encourage you to kind of work towards this. This little list here is just like your Frank list, the friends, relatives, acquaintance, neighbors, kids connections. It helps you as a memory jogger. I just made it look a little bit prettier, like plexusy. So it talks about like personal circle, life connections, people you want to engage with again, old friends and stuff from your past. People you want to expand into, new networks, new Facebook groups, you people that have unique needs. And these are really needers of the product. They're struggling with energy or sleep or weight loss. And then people we want to serve. So this is just a list you can use, write down these names, take some time to do that, and then use that for your Go for No challenge. What I will say about our memory jogger list when I was in the field is that every quarter, really look at this list and update it. Every month, we're reaching new people. Sometimes we join new groups. Sometimes we switch schools. Sometimes we move. Sometimes we have new people in our circles. So don't keep your list stagnant. Add to it, update it as you need, and then make it a challenge for yourself as you do your IPAs and your work, you're doing your work hours and things you're working on. That part of it is doing your reach out to reach those 100 no's. Okay. So I think that's really a great thing to follow. The other little thing I want to talk to you about is identifying your passion, identifying who you are outside of Plexus. So many times we get into this mindset of and becoming sellers of Plexus. And that's not who we really are. We have a passion in this, and we want people to see who we are and why we have a passion in this. Because I promise you, people are joining you more than they are Plexus. They're trusting you, they're joining the community that you build more than Plexus. So I want you to think who you are. What are some of their passions? I've had calls with people who really are passionate about nutrition and helping moms find the right nutrition for their kids. So I'm like, let's do nutrition groups. Let's start leading with that, sharing stuff about that on your Facebook. And then as you meet with people, you help them get the nutrition right for their kids, then weave in Plexus into that. People that are really into helping moms and supporting, moms with young kids and that are busy, start sharing that, having mom groups, doing support groups, talking about how Plexus products can help with energy and things like that, and you weave it into there. There have been people who have wanted to do faith sharing groups. And so we talk about how do you bring the two together? I mean, God wants you to be spiritual and in your faith, but He also wants you to take care of your body and to be happy and healthy. And so, how do you intertwine the two and bring in Plexus into that? And so, you've seen people doing, Plexus and Proverbs, or people that love doing clean cooking and recipes, doing things like that and sharing recipes while they bring in Plexus. So identify your passion and lead with that because that is what people are going to be attracted to. That's what you start branding out there on your Facebook page. That's what you really put out there for people. And then that's also how you expand. So when you feel like I'm tapped out, all the people I know about Plexus, all my friends, all my family, it's time to maybe start expanding into new circles. And you can do that by tapping into your passions, not just what your passion is and how you're leading with Plexus, but what are the things you love doing? Are you in a book club? If you're someone who loves reading, join a book club on Facebook or in person. And in those Facebook, especially the Facebook groups, you do not want to be posting about Plexus. You don't want to be messaging about Plexus, but you want to start commenting, liking, building relationships, showing value to people that are posting stuff, and then send friend requests so they can now see your Facebook page and they can start seeing who you are and the qualities that they can connect with. And then they're going to see stuff about Plexus too. So your Facebook page is really an extension of your home. You don't want it to be all about selling products because then people would walk out your house if they walked in and then you were just selling products to them. You want to show them why they want to be there. You want to connect with them and show them all your interests and how they can trust you. And then, of course, you're going to share Plexus products as well. But really tapping into your passion is going to help you lead into branding yourself and reaching out with people. Also going to help you to explore. Okay, so make sure if you haven't tapped into that, really think about who you are outside of Plexus and how you would love to intertwine the two of those. Okay. Time blocking, we can do a whole other call all on time blocking all of this. I just wanted to throw this up on there and encourage you guys to do some time blocking because that's what keeps us in schedule. It's what does both. It allows us to have some balance with our family life because we also want to balance that. And it allows us to work during our working hours. And you do not have to be working in this business 8 to 5 if you can't. You don't have to be working at 2 or 3 hours. It's really quality versus quantity and being consistent. And that's the important thing here. So if someone tells you, I can only work 20 minutes 3 times a week, I promise you, you can still be successful if in those 20 minutes, you are doing your reach out, you're going for your 100 no's, you're doing some follow up with customers, you're posting on the page. It's really about being consistent. So we don't have to overwork here, but it is important that we're doing income producing activities, IPAs, that we're doing some activities that are creating movement in our business when we're actually doing the work. So that's the second thing or third thing. I think we've gone through three things I'd really love for you guys to take a look at on Sundays, look at your week, put some slots in where you'd be able to do your plexus work and put those slots in with activities that you know are going to help you move the business. If you already do time blocking, put it in the chat. Let us know how that works. If you don't, but you're going to commit to it, put that too, that we're going to commit to that. Okay. These are some IPAs. I know not IPAs, but these are what IPAs should align with. Everybody has different IPAs that they do and they work on in their teams. What I say though too is that you need to make sure the IPA works for you. So I've been on some one-on-ones where people are like, my IPA says I should post 3 times a day. They're not even posting 1 time a day. Sometimes they'll do that for a week and then they stop and then they do it 2 times and then they switch. If you're not staying consistent, that's going to hurt your algorithm more than anything. So I meet with them and I'm like, okay, what can you do for sure? Some of them say I can just post 1 time a day. Okay, let's start there. The hope is that you can move up to what your IPAs are for your team, but adjust them to what makes sense for you and your life because you don't want to feel overwhelmed and you want to make sure that you can reach and do those IPAs consistently every day. That's the important part. So these are some of the activities that if you're like, is this an IPA? Is this going to move my business? You'll see here that scrolling on Facebook for 2 hours is not an IPA. It's easy to do when we go up there and post. We're like, oh my God, 2 hours later, what have I done? I've, gone down that rabbit hole. So they'll usually go into these categories of follow up for non-orders or for potential people, of plugging in. Plugins are huge to grow your business. I know this team does a lot of that, whether it's sip and shares or you have group challenges or you have coffee dates with somebody. That's one of the biggest things that's going to create movements. So anything you're doing towards a plugin, creating the event, making a flyer, reaching out to people, or actually having the actual plugin, that would of course be something that's an income producing activity. Your customer care follow-up is really important, and seeing how your customers are doing, and then expanding your network, joining new groups, joining new places in person, online, and then your consistent posting. If you're struggling with what to post consistently, I would use ChatGPT, but make sure you attach it with your biography so that it can pull things that are specific to you. Tell ChatGPT everything about your family life, about your kids, what your hobbies are, and how Plexus has helped you. And then ask it to create a social media content, calendar for you or a checklist. And I can help you if you're needing this too. I can help you with how to do that on ChatGPT. Okay, so this is where a lot of those income producing activities fall into. When you put something as on your task for your work hours, check and see, does it fall into one of these things? Okay, yeah, it is something that's going to produce some activity for me. And posting, what I would encourage is that if you don't have your Facebook set where I could think it's called like a creator account or something where you can schedule posts and you're actually have to go in and type and put up a post. I would encourage you that you write up the post first, like on Word or on your text or on your notes, and then just copy paste, go in, put the picture, of course, do some interaction before and after to help the algorithms. But don't try to type while you're there because, again, it's really easy to get sucked into to just scrolling and not doing the actual actions. Okay, so this is what I really wanted us to connect on. And this is how the customer care system we're going to use to really help people stay consistent on the product. Okay, so we're going to start with connecting somebody to a product. Now, the great thing about Plexus is we have two main products that work really well for us. We have the gut health system and we have the GLP-1 system. And almost every issue that someone has falls into those two systems. One is weight loss, more centered. One is really for everything else, for your gut bothering you to go to the bathroom better, for energy, for sleep, it tends to be the gut health system. Right now, the biggest value we have is the one that has the both of them. And I know this is a higher price point, so it's a little scary to present this to somebody, but I really would just tell people first, I want to show you our biggest value. And when you talk about this, show them the price of just the gut health system. The gut health system is about $140. The GLP-1 support system is about 180. So together that would be this much. But if you buy this combo, you are going to be only paying about 40 more than the GLP-1 support system and you get a free reset. So show them the value that comes in when they get this bigger system. Same with the reset and gut health combo. They get the reset at discounted price if they do that combo. And it's the best for them because they can reset their body and then they can start doing the gut health combo right after that. So these are what you start with. Now, if somebody says that's too expensive, then position the both two separate combos and see how that works for them because that also is on going to target good enough the things that they might be struggling with at that point. Now, honestly, for some people, this is too much as well. What I would just encourage you guys, because I've been seeing this a lot, is that a lot of people then just close the door. Okay, and then have them on the list to follow up later. I'm going to encourage you to kind of leave that door open, leave your foot in the door so that you can upgrade them at some point and try to get them just on one product. So I might say, okay, Mariah, I totally get that that's a lot for you. Are you even taking a probiotic? Let's get you started there. Then let me work with you on some lifestyle habits and we'll get you started there. And then, of course, the next month, the following month, I'm going to talk to her about upgrades because maybe she just doesn't see the value quite yet, but she will as she starts to take care of her health better. So I'm really encourage you to try to keep that door open, get them started on one product. I know that doesn't help you for the incentives because they're not 100 PV, but it will help you in the long run to try to get that door open at least and upgrade them in the future. And you still are getting 2 points for them, which is going to help some of your points if you think about that. Okay. The next part, this part is what really helps to bring value for success and retention. So I would tell, and I want to highlight that this part I really think that you should try to do on a Zoom. I know we get scared of that, but every single one of you is a gut health coach. You know more about gut health than anybody else in your circle, and I can promise you that. My degree's in chemistry, and I didn't learn. They don't teach us anything about gut health in school, so you guys know more about this than the people that are connected to you. So come across that way. And if any coach, any nutritionist, any doctor, if you're going to connect with them, they're going to connect with you on a Zoom. It's just more professional. So I would say, hey, Mariah, I want to see how I can best support you and your lifestyle and all of that. So can we jump on a quick 15-minute Zoom? It shouldn't take more than 15 minutes. If they're opposed to that, do a phone call. And if they're still opposed to that, then at least voice memo this section. It should still work for you to kind of go through these steps. The first thing I'm going to tell Mariah is, okay, we've connected you with, let's just say we did the gut health combo, and Mariah's struggling with energy. I'd say we've connected you with a gut health combo. Mariah, share with me on a scale of 1 to 10, how committed are you to seeing more energy, to have more energy with your kids, with your husband, at your work? From a scale of 1 to 10, what is your commitment level on seeing that change? If she doesn't say a 10, then that's a roadblock I need to work through because she's going to stop the products before she starts them. A lot of times it's consistency, so you can work on setting the alarms, on maybe sending her text or putting the product in a place she'll remember by her bed, by her coffee maker. Or it's a cost issue. So then you can bring up the referral programs, you can bring up potential ambassador programs, helping them share a post to do that and to get some people interested. Okay. Once I've done that, I'm going to validate her purchase. So I'm going to say, Mariah, I am so proud of you choosing self-care. You're going to be a better mom, a better wife, a better coworker because we can't pour out of an empty cup. So you're going to be better as you help take care of yourself. You're going to show up better for the people around you. That one line takes away the self-guilt and it really helps them feel like, okay, this isn't a selfish purchase. Because trust me, as moms, we have buyer's remorse of spending this much money when we think our kids and our family need all the things. Okay, so you just say that one line and that helps them. I'm really big on giving a mini goal because it helps with follow-up. And so I'd say, Mariah, we're going to start on 15 minutes of movement tomorrow. Starting tomorrow, we're doing 15 minutes of movement. When the products come in, we're going to keep doing this as your goal for this month. The mini goal I love because it helps you with follow up. When I follow back up with Mariah, I'm going to start with the mini goal. I'm going to lead with that, not the product. So I'm going to say, Mariah, share with me how the 15 minutes of movement have gone. What kind of activities have you done? Have you been able to keep up with that? Let's talk about that. Then I'm going to say, okay, and how have you been feeling on the products? Because now this switches their mindset into seeing you as a coach versus seeing you as someone that's selling them a product. And I promise they're not going to avoid you as much as they may be when they think you're selling them a product and trying to check on why they're not taking it or wanting to upgrade them. You're going to be able to do upgrades because if they tell you their energy's still not better or they're having headaches and maybe they need hydrate, you're able to offer products as you start with a mini goal. Now, mini goals can be like 15 minutes of movement, increasing water, helping with sleep cycle, going to sleep 15 minutes earlier, 15 minutes of meditation or prayer. Those are all mini goals. Choose one. And then the next month, as you work with them, you can add a different mini goal or you can increase the mini goal you're giving them. But it's a great way for follow up and for them to see you as a coach and for them to start taking more value. We know as they change their lifestyle habits, they're going to see even better results with the systems as well. The last little line is you're going to educate them on cellular regeneration. So I'm going to say, okay, Mariah, we've got you set up with the mini goal. Before we jump off, I just want to educate you on this process and how your body works. It takes 100 days for your cells to regenerate. So my job is to support you through these 100 days. You could experience some detox. We'll work through that. Call me if that happens. But it's going to take about this much time for your body to adjust to the products. And once we get through this, after those 100 days, that's when the magic really happens. That's when you see the true value of the product because your cells have regenerated on that. So we are going to get through these 100 days. I'm going to support you through these 100 days. That allows their mindset to understand this isn't 1 month. This is past 1 month. This is a 3 month process. So I really encourage you to do that because when you follow up and they're like, well, I haven't felt that many, like I haven't noticed that big of a change, then you can say, I know how like eager you are to see big changes happen, but remember when we talked about cellular regeneration? This is how the body works. It takes 100 days. This is normal. Let's just keep going on that. Let's work on your lifestyle habits. Maybe you can upgrade them on a product or give them a little tip that will help them a bit better to potentially see some results. So that process really has done wonders for so many people with retention. And so I'm going to really encourage you as you're reaching out and sharing with people and doing these 100 no's, when anybody says yes, you start this process. You get them on a call and you start this process. The last little thing to kind of help with the upgrade and building a silver in a way is building their support system. So let's say at the 2 week point, this just becomes part of your system. I'm going to say, Mariah, okay, now it's time for us to set up your support system. People are 80 to 90% more likely to stay on a goal when they have a support system. So share with me, who else do you know that's struggling with energy or that's struggling with these symptoms that you have? Let's get them all on a free coaching call. Let's get them together with you on that same goal. And I'll help them too with products and stuff. And so I'm going to help you. We're going to share a post. If they have a testimony already, they can share that, or they can share a post of hope. If let's say I was Mariah's customer, I would say, you know, I'm a mom of four. As you guys know, I have 4 kids. I'm always tired. I want to feel more like myself. My friend Mariah has told me about these gut health products, and I'm so hopeful for the first time in a long time that I'm going to start feeling like myself. I can't wait to try them. But I don't want to do this alone. Who else would love to do this with me so I can connect you with Mariah? So that's like a hope post they can share. And as they see people commenting, now you can say, hey, here's your support system. You can get a link and have all of these extra commissions and stuff. Or if you want, I don't mind having and helping them. So again, these can be now your new referrals because we don't want to push somebody to be an ambassador if they don't want to be, because they could have a rock star under them that joins that could have been directly one of your referrals. So see what they're wanting to do as people start commenting and as you build their support system. But it's just a really non-pressure way of really building a silver by saying and this becomes just part of your system. Right after the 2 weeks, let me talk to you about building up a support system.
Hey,
And
Robyn,
then that becomes part of the process.
sorry to cut you off.
No.
We on a budget. We have the free version of Zoom and
Oh, yes, don't worry,
minute
we're
and a
done,
half left.
actually.
Okay, perfect. I just didn't want it to cut you off.
I was seeing it too. It's telling me the time left. So this, guys, this is all of the customer system. I really think those that have done it have seen so much improvement as far as retention goes and being able to start getting people to that next of sharing with three. So I'm going to encourage you, you use this with your block schedules. And as you share and go for no, you start doing this system with those customers. And those that are already on the system, you can go back and say, hey, I'm really wanting to add some value as your gut health coach and start getting you set up on a mini goal and talking to you a little bit about cellular regeneration so that you can then follow up with them. And if they have any struggles, you're able to do that part. Okay. So the last little thing I'm just leaving you guys with is that I believe in you because your voice is important, because your dreams matter, because there's only one of you, and because you're worth it. Guys, you are the reason, like I said, that people join this. It's not, you are the gift. Yes, the plexus, the products, all of that is a gift, but it's you who is the gift. So thank you guys for having me. I know we're at the free version, so but if you have questions, please get with your sponsor, and I can help answer through those. So that's
We'll
all.
send Robin. Can we send your email address in our group chat? Is that okay? If you're,
Yes, of course, of course,
we'll share her email. Thank you so much, Robin. We love
of
this.
course,
This is
guys.
amazing. My heart is on fire. So
Yes. Okay. So I'm challenging you. You guys got this.
thank
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye,
Have a
everyone.
blessed night. Thank you for being on, guys.